UFC 307 just went down last Saturday. Alex Pereira defends his light heavyweight title against Khalil Rountree Jr. by TKOing him in the fourth round. Initial thoughts on the fight? Unbelievable fight. Unbelievable striking. Unbelievable heart from both guys, especially Khalil Rountree and Alex Pereira, because Alex Pereira went through probably the most adversity he's had since Adesanya. Just a really incredible fight, and on a card that was so awful on paper, and just when it played out was just so bad. This main event saved UFC 307. So congrats to both men on awesome performance, and mostly, good job for Alex Pereira for, beating a guy he's supposed to beat and defending the light heavyweight title. But let's get into the first round. First round happens. Pereira opens up the first round with a front kick, exposes back to Khalil Rountree. Obviously, we're not going to give the guy, who can grapple and strike, the rightful, number one contender, the title fight. So we have Khalil Rountree, who doesn't even go to take his back, even though we probably could have gotten his back and maybe held him down for a whole round and not use much energy. So, guys, don't ask me. I don't know why we wouldn't use all MMA skills to beat the best kickboxer in the UFC, but that's beyond me. But Pereira's moving forward the whole time. But Khalil Rountree, he's throwing all his energy, everything he has into these strikes. He's not kicking much, but in his strikes, he's finding the chin of Pereira, and he overall just lands the better shots in round one, 10-9 Khalil Rountree. Round two is when stuff gets a little more eventful. Rountree, same kind of thing. Pereira's moving forward. Roundtree's still able to find the chin, but he's using all this energy to get to Pereira's chin and to throw these strikes. He ends up dropping Pereira when Pereira gets a little overconfident, goes for a high kick. Rountree drops Pereira, not badly, but puts him on, both of his knees basically. Pause, but drops Pereira, hurts him a bit, and then after that, hits him with a nice, clean leg kick to the side of his head. And I'll tell you one thing. If this was Pereira at 185, where his chin was diminished, he had to cut all that weight, I think he gets knocked out by that leg kick. I don't think he recovers the way he does, because even when Khalil Rountree was hitting him good shots in the first round, and in the second round, he hit him with even better shots, Pereira never really seemed fazed by it. It was like he was Tyson Fury after Deontay Wilder, dropped him, or Usyk. He just kind of got right back up there and was just not dazed and stuff. He got his stuff together, which is really impressive stuff from Pereira, because I don't think Pereira has some godly, Max Holloway chin, but man, the way he's able to recover is amazing, and he needed it in this fight. Because imagine he didn't recover and Khalil Rountree hit him with that kick. Who knows? He might be out. He might have been looking like Kamaru Usman after Leon Edwards had kicked him. So basically, round two, same exact thing as round one in a way, except Rountree's able to drop him, and he hits him with that nasty leg kick. So that's 10-9 Khalil Rountree, 2-0. You go to round three. Rountree, again, is starting off strong, but as I said earlier, in both the first two rounds, he's putting all his energy into these shots, while Pereira's kind of just staying back, staying relaxed, kind of waiting, being a little more reserved, I feel like, even though he's still landing shots. And at the end of the round, Pereira's able to nail him with some jabs, some knees to the body, and he's able, I don't want to say steal the round, because I think he clearly won it, but the beginning of the round, Rountree was winning the beginning, but Pereira just comes off too strong at the end, wins round three. And you look at round four, Rountree's obviously more gassed than he's been throughout the entire fight. And Pereira lands a nice jab, hurts him a little bit. And then he's just, Rountree's so exhausted. His legs are, in the third round, his legs start to fail him a little bit. I forgot to mention that. That's where the leg kicks really start to make an impact in the third round. And now imagine he's more tired. He just got hurt slightly by a jab. The leg kicks are brutal. And eventually Pereira's just able to walk him down and hit him with a left hook. And eventually has him up against the fence. Two massive body shots, put him to the ground, and an uppercut finishes off. Fight's over. Fourth round TKO. Amazing fight. Unbelievable fight. I'm glad the fans had it, because I know that co-main was kind of a little bit entertaining, but who wants to watch that co-main event when you're paying $600 for tickets? Nobody. So Pereira gets it done, and he actually faced a little bit of adversity in this fight. Jamal Hill didn't do shit. As Pereira says, Jamal Hill, he was yawning after the fight. As Pereira says, Jamal Hill just woke up from UFC 300. Yuri Prochazka in the first fight made it a little interesting, but the second fight, that fight makes me sad. I like Yuri a lot. That fight I don't even want to talk about that, but Pereira beat the shit out of him. But this fight was amazing. But one of the things, and that really annoy me about this fight. Obviously, in the build-up, I didn't think this fight was compelling at all. And I still don't think this fight's really that compelling. It's a little more compelling now because Rountree surprised us. And I think Rountree honestly would probably beat Yuri Prochazka. I think he'd beat Jamal Hill. But I think that also really shows how bad the light heavyweight division is. But I was thinking when he was in that finishing sequence with those body shots landing, that uppercut, I was thinking, man, what if he did this to Magomed Ankalaev? How much crazier of a win would that be if he did this to Magomed Ankalaev? That's how you get in the top 15, top 10 discussions right there. You do this to Magomed Ankalaev. And by the way, when I say this, I'm not saying that Pereira couldn't do that. I'm not saying he couldn't do this to Magomed Ankalaev, but I don't think we'll ever see it. You know, you look at when Merab won the title, they don't give him any time to enjoy his title. They don't give him 2 days to enjoy his title. They're already talking about, oh yeah, Umar Nurmagomedov. Here, Joe Rogan's asking about middleweight. They're asking about heavyweight. Nothing about the guy who's an 11-fight unbeaten streak, and probably after UFC 308 will be on a 12-fight unbeaten streak. It could be 13, by the way. I might be wrong. Could be even better than that. You know, so it's just, I love, you can see how they treat Merab and how they treat Pereira. The way that I know Dana White's in the UFC probably telling Joe Rogan what to say, but Rogan's such a casual that I'm just going to loop him in. I don't care. All of them, it's awful. It's so unfair. It's terrible. And it's so annoying because I think if they offered Pereira Magomed, I think he'd take it. I don't think Pereira actually is scared of anyone or ducking anyone. But obviously, I understand Pereira would be like, yeah, I'd rather fight Rountree than Magomed. I get another title defense, even though it's totally fake legacy. I get another title defense, you know, another ruby on the belt. Even if it's fake legacy, it's still, you know, technically a title defense. And, you know, maybe Dana White would use that title defense as a narrative. Oh, he could be like, oh, he's 3 title defenses. Like, he can move up to heavyweight. Pereira already posts on Instagram. He's like, I think the capture is like one of my favorite moments before a fight. Asmal looking at him. He's already trying to set that up. And I don't blame him for doing that. But UFC, we need a meritocracy. I'm done with the Marlon Vera title shots. I'm done with the Colby Covington title shots. And this time it actually worked out well because, you know, Rountree actually made it competitive. But most of the time when you have these undeserved title shots, they're not competitive and they're not compelling. This sounds crazy, but it was an amazing fight. Listen, on an entertainment scale, this fight was amazing. But when you look deeper than that, I don't really care that much that Pereira beat Rountree. I don't really care. Even though Rountree raised his stock a bit, and he definitely did, I'd pick him to beat Yuri, I think. I'm not saying I'd 100% do that, but I'd probably pick him to beat Yuri and Jamal. As I said, that really, I think, shows how bad the light heavyweight division is and why Magomed Ankalaev needs to fight for the title next. But it's just, oh, you knocked out Khalil Rountree, a guy who should not have been there. And there's nothing personal against Khalil. I think Khalil's a great guy. I think he's a great guy. I think, you know, I think he really cares about other people. You can just tell he's a good guy. He's a good dude. And but he just didn't deserve this. He did not deserve this. But listen, I'm happy for Rountree, though. He put on a great performance. He has a ton of new fans now. Everyone knows who he is. He's the heart of a line of a champion. And, you know, he raised his stock a lot. And I gotta give him a lot of credit for that because this, you know, I personally thought that Pereira was just going to knock him out in the first round. Or I said second round, but I really thought he was going to make it look easy. But Rountree was able to make it difficult, drop Pereira, hit him with that big leg kick. In a 3-round fight, Rountree would have won technically. That's kind of a joke there. But technically he was up 2-1. But you know, so I'm happy for Rountree. And by the way, Rountree has a lot of new fans now, a lot of new supporters. Everyone knows who he is. And by the way, you know, I just want to say for any Sean Strickland fans that are now fans of Rountree, I mean, you got Rountree, you know, broke down in a press conference when they asked him what he would say to his younger self. And he broke down because he was suicidal when he was younger and so it was very, very emotional. And by the way, you know, Rountree, this dude who fights like a dog, who goes to war, who doesn't just talk all this smack and then just jab and teep kick and put me to sleep at, you know, the UFC. What was the poor UFC 302? I think made card. I think that was 302. Yeah, Rountree doesn't put people to sleep. He doesn't need to talk. Oh, we're going to war. No, he actually puts on a war when he fights. And Sean Strickland made fun of him for crying about that, for breaking down into tears think about the struggles that his younger self went to. He made jokes about that. So anyone who's a Sean Strickland fan is now a Rountree fan. That's who Sean Strickland is. And Sean Strickland wishes he could fight like Khalil Rountree. He wishes he could fight like Dricus, fight like Pereira. And as I said, fight fucking like Rountree. He can never do that. So, sorry for a little Sean Strickland rant there, but for anyone who's a Sean Strickland fan, who's now a Rountree fan, yeah, that's what Sean Strickland thinks about Rountree. That's how terrible a person that Sean Strickland is. That's all I gotta say, because you have a great guy like, seeing Rountree get all this love, all this support, all this name recognition, his stock going through the roof and stuff, just made me think about those things that, Sean Strickland said about him, because it's absolutely disgusting. And I hope people who are now Rountree fans, if this stuff resurfaces, they don't just jump back to, the Sean Strickland bandwagon or whatever. I hope they defend Rountree and call Sean Strickland out for the shit he said. Not saying that stuff has to resurface or get brought up again, but if that story ever gets brought up again, because Rountree's a lot more popular now, so who knows, maybe I don't know, who knows, maybe there'll be a Twitter beef or something. I really hope people take Rountree's side on that, because he deserves it, because he's an absolute warrior. He doesn't just say he goes to war, he actually goes to war. So props to Rountree. But as I said, I just wish this fight was a Magomed Ankalaev, man. Just imagine Pereira. Pereira did, knock down Ankalaev this fight. You can go up to heavyweight. I don't care. You can go up to heavyweight. You can go down to middleweight. But now he still has the clear number one contender in the light heavyweight division that he needs to fight before he goes to heavyweight or middleweight. He needs to fight Magomed Ankalaev. And me personally, I don't think that fight will ever happen. I think Pereira's going to fight during Ramadan, which I think is in March, May, April, one of those 3 months. I think they're going to try and get him in there. And I think all the fans are going to be like, oh, Magomed's not taking it because it's Ramadan. Well, he's ducking, even though the UFC's purposely probably going to schedule Pereira during Ramadan so he doesn't have to fight Magomed Ankalaev. So I don't think that fight ever happens, to be honest. I mean, I do a little bit, but overall, I really don't. I think the UFC is going to do everything in their power to protect Pereira. And it's unfortunate. But listen, on the bright side, Pereira's a great champion. He's so active. He's so entertaining. He puts on great performances. The way he roasts Jamal Hill in the press conference was hilarious. And so, listen, I know a little bit of negativity, and mainly on the UFC, not Pereira, because I think Pereira would fight Ankalaev if they told him he had to any day of the week. But this is mainly on the UFC. Stop protecting your champions. They are champions for a reason. Let them fight the best in the division. That's all I gotta say, basically. But let me know what you guys thought about UFC 307. Let me know who you think Pereira should fight next, who Rountree should fight next. Super excited for that. And also, if you just heard the Sean Strickland shit for the first time, I'm glad you heard it, because that shit is brutal, and Rountree's a great guy. He does not deserve to be shat on for being emotional about his past. That's some pussy behavior from Strickland there. But, let me know what you think about this whole thing, this whole video. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.